Okay, gang, so we've had some less than successful blue screening in the last two videos. Part of it is, black in my hair and then the shadows there, they overlap. And now I'm wearing a black shirt today, which isn't going to make it any better. This used to say Alien Vengeance 2 on it. It wore out. So it's one of my work shirts when I got dirty stuff to do, which I will probably be doing some of after this, so I'm wearing it. But anyway, so shadows and corners are bad. They're even worse if your talent has dark hair, dark features, or dark clothes. But, so that makes me have to match the blue screen a little more closely to allow for spillage and stuff of dark colors. So the threshold and the cutoff are a little tighter than they need to be sometimes. Or they need to be tighter than in other situations. But I suspect the other problem is a changing in color, because it starts out fine, and then it'll go kind of hinky, right? Or it starts out a little softer than it needs to be, becomes almost perfect, and then goes bad again. So something is changing in the situation for it to change. Now, I do this a lot. And I've got a light right there. And before I had it shining directly at me. So I suspect that when I was causing shadows or whatever, that might have been part of the problem. I lean forwards a lot. I move a lot when I talk, and it's not ideal for this, but you should be able to do it in a good lighting situation. What I've done now is I pointed that light with the dollar store bulb away from me. I realized I have the house lights on, which I may not need with that light and then the backlight, and I'll try that in another video. What we're going to do in today's video is I've set the white balance solid. That's a fluorescent light up there. When I set, that's incandescent, that's incandescent. Now this camera does not have color temperature settings. It does have a one-push white balance, which is what I should use. I should put a white card in front of it, pop that. I do not have my white balance card down here with me at the moment, so I didn't do that. What I did instead was I set it for the fluorescent light, and I think the color looks okay. My heat's coming on, so we'll see how that goes. I think the color looks okay, but we're going to see if it changes throughout the video. We're only at 2 minutes now, and we've been going 8. We're probably going to stop around 4 or 5 at this point, because I don't have a whole lot to talk about in this video balancing the color. And my wife is due home any minute. We're going to hit the garage door and her coming in and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so what I've done is I manually focused to the chair. So I may get a little soft focus going in and out, but this camera doesn't have a very shallow focus depth. I've got the setting to fluorescent, even though it's incandescent lights on the blue. But when I did incandescent, the blue did not come out as a blue as I thought. I've been keying this using Adobe Premiere's blue screen, which only gives you 2 ways to adjust the setting, right? So you can adjust the cutoff or the threshold. I may try in another video a chroma key instead. So it'll be the same thing as it, but I'm going to do this one as a blue screen to see if it holds, and I'm going to play it as it plays. So, if you guys see holes in me or whatever, we'll see. Now, one of the other things I was doing was a little time-saving trick, and then I had to adjust it because of whatever was going on. It didn't work. The first video I did with the studio background I thought worked okay. So I went ahead, since it's the same lighting setup, so I thought I'm using the same 2 main lights and the house lights, but they may have been in slightly different places. But it's basically the same lighting setup. So what I did was I copied that clip with the effects on it and posted those attributes to the subsequent videos. And then I adjusted them a little bit. But so this way I didn't have to go back and forth to try and find blah, blah, blah. But since there may have been slight changes, changing in clothing, everything else, there were some slight differences. But that was not the problem, because if that was the only problem, it would have been the same problem throughout. And if you watched the last video on Amazon Video Direct Not Making Sense, which we will be having a follow-up to very soon, my shirt becomes see-through, and then it's perfectly solid again. There's a couple of good minutes of like just great chroma key, or great blue screen rather, and then it just goes to pop. And I hear the garage door now, so we're going to tie up. But so what's happening there is somewhere the color is changing. If you notice, my skin tone changes in the video too, and I haven't noticed it here yet. So either it's this fluorescent light strobing, and the camera didn't know what to do with it, and now that it's set on fluorescent white balance instead of auto, it's doing better. Or it was one of these bulbs and my hands moving in front of them. Or it was a problem with the power supply to the camera. I've got a new battery in there, and we'll see if that's what's doing it. So now we're going to go run this. We're going to compress it. I'm going to play it for you as it plays. And once I get the blue screen looking how I like it, I'm going to let it roll. I'm not going to fix it this time. We'll see if a whole bunch of weird stuff happens or not. Part of the difficulty is until you render a video, you don't see exactly how the blue screen looks in the version of Adobe I'm using and with the type of camera I'm using. And just another quick thing, if I'm a smaller me and I reach out of the screen, when I key myself into the background, my hands will disappear. Just something to keep in mind. All right, guys, so this is experiment 1 with the blue screen to try and correct the problems, and I will be back with you for a second or third if this one does not go well. All right? Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.